Hi guys, thanks so much for being here. It's Dr. Millie and I am just doing a short YouTube video today, and hopefully it's broadcasting also on Facebook. Hopefully that all that technology and syncing is working out. I have a very special announcement that Coach Allie Might, she is our demo coach and she coaches monthly with NatMed Coach in our virtual health club. And Coach Allie is at the end of her functional medicine training, where she has gathered so much information on nutrition and even more than she knew as a health coach as why to use supplementation. And so she's going to go live on our private Zoom room for NatMed Coach and Virtual Health Club at 2 p.m. Eastern Time today. So that's in just under 3 hours, and talk about her top 10 favorite supplements. So I thought that I would come on and just share a few reasons why most of us need supplementation. I have had so many excellent results as a benefit from taking dietary supplements in my life, both before I was a naturopathic doctor. That's one reason why I got into naturopathic medicine, as well as since. I've always helped to maintain my own self-care and my own health and wellness and prevent and treat chronic issues that I've had with nutrition overall. And part of any good nutrition regime, in my judgment, does incorporate some supplementation at least some of the time. And of course, not all supplements are created equal. They are sourced differently. They are combined differently. They are formulated differently in terms of absorbability, in terms of quality control, in terms of where they've grown, where the raw materials have been sourced, whether or not they are in a researched formula that's been proven to function at a specific level. And so it's always important you don't just want to take any level of supplements. And so supplements are not all created equally. We definitely know this, and some supplements are absolutely wonderful. And I work with companies who are providing top-notch scientific, validated dietary supplementation. So I'm really excited for what Allie has to share for you today on our NatMed Coach Virtual Health Club coaching call at 2 p.m. over Zoom. And you can register for this free session in the link below. Just click there. It will ask you to select a date. If you select today's date, that's the best, because then we know you're registering for this class, and we will register you for this class no matter what date you select. You'll not get a date somewhere in the future, because this is a promotion for today's event only. And so let's get into the meat as to why I believe that most people need supplementation, good quality supplementation. First of all, the classic reason: our food is not as nutritious as it used to be. Our soils have been depleted. We are using excessive fertilizer. We are not rotating our crops properly. In the majority, of course, some organic farmers and some traditional farmers are doing this and have always been doing this, but I'm talking about the majority of conventional food in our supermarket shelves, and even in our even corporate organics that have been approved by the USDA as organic, but not necessarily, so maybe they're not exposed to chemical pesticides, but the soils are still being treated with fertilizers that are fixing nitrogen in the soil and only adding a few of the needed minerals, and not the abundance, the plethora of minerals that we need from the groundwater. Because of our fertilizer use and because of our other technologically advanced agricultural tools that we have, growing time has been shortened. So we can produce a big produce, a big head of cabbage, a big, apple in a shorter period of time. And so because the growing season is shorter, the nutrients are not having the opportunity to go into the food. And so our food is definitely less nutritious. What's more, we are picking in advance. So especially for fruit or for any of the, any produce that is rich in vitamin C or rich in water-soluble antioxidants, during the ripening process on the vine that the vitamin C and the proanthocyanidins really maximize. And so if we're picking in advance and they're ripening, as a result of ethylene gas or some other chemical or manufactured ripening process, or never ripening in some cases, the vitamin content is lower as well. So the short growing season provides our mineral content less, use of fertilizers, lack of crop rotation. We're never giving our soils a break to replenish with fallow cropping, etc. And then, of course, massive use of pesticides that block nutrients, increase sugar content of the fruits and vegetables. This is a way that plants use to convert pesticides into food for themselves, is that they increase starch content. So that's why apples are so big, but they don't taste like anything, for instance. And so definitely the quality of the soils is a huge reason as to why we need to supplement. We need to supplement with excess minerals, with greens, with food powders, dehydrated food powders. This is not surprising that we need to do this for this reason. The second reason is that, especially those of us who are living in an urban environment, such as me, here I am in a beautiful co-working space in the FED district, the financial district of Manhattan, we are exposed to a lot of chemicals and we are exposed to a lot of stress. So there's constant radiation coming at me with my computer, with the Wi-Fi everywhere. There's pollution outside, not to mention just my normal amount of daily stress with the rushing. This causes us to require more nutrients. So stress, why do we get sick when we get stressed? Because we need more nutrient content. That's one reason. Also, our sleep shortens, our stress hormones increase. But in order to regulate these hormones, we need nutrients. And we need nutrients to do all the conversions of the hormones. And this is very important. So when we are exposed to high amounts of stress, whether that be environmental stress or self-imposed stress or emotional stress, then we are in need of more nutrients. So if you are not eating a more rich diet at that time, then you are suffering deficits and deficiencies. And then you're likely to get tired, burnout, lack of sleep, not feeling clear, not feeling focused. And so there's biochemical reasons as to why we don't feel good when we're stressed. And part of that is nutrition. And so those are two massive reasons as to why we need to supplement. Because and the other thing is that when we do get stressed, we don't tend to eat our best, right? That's when we tend to feel the most rushed. We are grabbing the worst food or the most convenient food for us, or eating the most irregular. And so certainly during those times of stress is when we need to really increase and, jump start our nutrition and nutrient levels of our diet. So those are two huge reasons that our body is stressed out. We need more nutrients, and we've got all this chemical exposure, radiation exposure that's zapping our water-soluble vitamins, dehydrating us, changing our biochemistry, changing our electrolyte balance. Of course, because the soils are depleted and the growing times are shortened, so just the way that the foods are produced. Of course, because our food quality is not as good, also relates back to that, but there's several other reasons for why food quality is not as good. We eat more fast food, we eat more processed food, and I'm not even going to get into GMOs and all those pesticides that are on our food, so which I've touched on a little bit. The last reason is because most of us are consuming larger quantities of either medications or over-the-counter medications, or even caffeinated or stimulated beverages that rob our body of nutrients. So if we're consuming soda, seltzer, coffee, caffeine, tea, alcohol, on a regular basis, or if we're taking any over-the-counter medication or any prescription medication on a regular basis, then our bodies are being depleted of nutrients. Side effects related to medications are known, that yet they are not advertised or promoted. And this is a major reason. So if you are on any daily pharmaceutical medication, even if you're on a seasonal pharmaceutical medication, whether it's over-the-counter or prescribed by a doctor, some of your nutrients are being depleted. Common nutrients that get depleted by prescription of medications or by uses of medications are B vitamins, our magnesium, our potassium, a lot of our electrolytes, but it can be like CoQ10, some of our nutrients that are involved in the Krebs cycle that help us produce energy. It can be omega-3s. So depending on which medications you're taking, and certainly also just regular stimulants that we're using on a daily basis. If you're a smoker, if you're inhaling anything, a Juul or any nicotine, then you are losing nutrients because of that. You are losing your antioxidants. If you are a smoker, you are losing your vitamin C. If you're drinking coffee, you are depleting yourself of potassium and also potentially B12 and affecting our stomach acid, which is impacting your ability to break down your proteins and get reduced in amino acids. You also could be losing too many fluids too fast, or if you're drinking alcohol and then you have that kind of bowel movement too fast the next morning, then that's before you're losing those nutrients before you have a chance to really absorb them all. And not to mention, antibiotics, guys. So our probiotics, our microbiomes have been depleted. They continually are depleted based on just irregular digestive and bowel hygiene habits, as well as exposure to antibiotic and antimicrobial washes and the pasteurization of our food. So many reasons for why our microbiomes are at a loss, and so why we are at lost probiotics. So I hope that this really helps answer some of your questions as to why we should supplement and why the majority of Western dwellers especially need to supplement. We tend to think it's in the developing world where they're at a loss for micronutrients, and that is the case. But here, of course, in the West, we are also overfed and undernourished. We have too many calories, or we have too much food at our hand and not enough nutrient density. And those nutrients are the medicines that are keeping our body functioning, regulating, and buffering our stress. We need them in abundance. And it's not enough just to consume the minimal doses when we are feeling stressed, when we are sick, when we are on medications, when we are drinking coffee or alcohol or partying. And when we are eating conventional foods, we need more. And supplementation is a great way to respond to this. So tune in at 2 p.m. Eastern Time for the live Virtual Health Club session hosted by Ali Might. I, of course, also will be there emceeing, and you'll get a great offer. You want to stay tuned to the end because we're going to give you an awesome offer that you can take advantage of ASAP, so that to learn how to work with us more and to get more amazing information on how to regulate your own biochemistry and engage in effective self-care that's really helping you with your longevity, self-care that's helping you prevent disease, helping you treat disease. Holistic health providers such as myself as a naturopathic physician, we do believe that we can reverse chronic diseases in many cases, and this is what we're always striving for. And we're not telling you to stop taking any medications or do anything against what your doctor says, but we are providing you in other ways so that you can address your health care and your well-being at home, because this is quite frankly where primary care happens, is in the home, is in the office, is what you're doing on a daily basis, is what you're doing 5 to 7 days a week. This is what's keeping you out of the doctor's office. This is what's going to keep you healthy and living a long, healthy life, and turning on the right genes and turning off the wrong genes. It's going to be your self-care habits. And this is what we're here to do at Virtual Health Club, is to supervise your self-care so that you're making the right choices for yourself. So we hope you will join us at 2 p.m. The link is below. Even if you cannot attend live, if you're at work, or if it's somewhere else in the world for you, middle of the night, etc., you can still, I'll leave the link up. You can register for the next 24 hours, and then you'll have access to the replay. So we'll send you the replay, and we'll still send you the special offer, and you'll have access to that. So thanks so much for being here with me, guys. I really appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you soon. Bye.